Good morning. How is everyone today? It is Jessica New Maria. How are you? Um, so, you know, there is so much I want to talk about. Um, you know, I've gotten the name storyteller and I've gotten the name like prom queen and all these different things. So it's kind of interesting to to hear what people have to say um, about me when I decide that I'm going to have open conversation about things that people need to hear. And I'm not going to be silenced. So, um, if you don't know me well, you will eventually know that I'm very strong. I'm very strong willed. And nobody's going to tell me that I have to agree with the things that I see that are wrong. It's never going to happen. And, you know, I keep trying to tell myself, stay humble through this process. Don't let people, get you discouraged. This process running for mayor has been very interesting. And I literally could write a book when this is all done and over with. And I may just do that because what I see happening is a problem. It is a form of control and power and greed. And being a Stafford resident, in the community and just a small business owner and a mom and a wife and a friend and family member and just talking with all kinds of people, there are a lot of things that we just don't know. And until we get ourselves involved and start really researching things and seeing things for what they really are instead of just living in a bubble all of our lives, it's very eye-opening because I can't sit back and pretend that I don't see the things that are going on. I can't unsee what I have seen, okay? There's no going back at this point. And if I sit silent, then there can be no change. No change can happen if we sit silent. And what I have come to see is that people are silent because they are fearful of what people who have been placed in power will do if they speak up about something they see is wrong. And that in itself is wrong, okay? And we're basically, put in these situations like getting offered jobs that are used as, I guess you say, collateral, so that you will stay silent. Because if you don't stay silent, that, they're going to take your job away or they're going to, do things that you fear. Okay. And just here locally, this is why our local election is very, very important. It's very important to know who you're voting for. And I think that so many people just here, even locally in my own town, are so deceived, very deceived. And not deceived because they are, because they are dumb. I don't think anyone is dumb. I think that what happens is that we're so manipulated and controlled by people who sit in power, and yet you don't even know who these people are. You have no idea who these people are. And they're working behind the scenes. Like, they're working in places that you can't see. You are not going to see. And the only way you're going to see is by getting yourselves educated on what is the problem and what is going on. And the only way you're going to do that is to take time to do that. And we as Americans are so busy. We are made to be so busy that we are closed off of all the important things that actually matter. Because if you have children in this country, if you have children here locally, you should think about them for a minute, because they are our future. And if we don't stand up against the wrong that's being done, what are you leaving your children behind? What kind of town, what kind of state, what kind of country are you leaving your children behind with? What are you leaving them? Do you care about your children? Do you care about your grandchildren? Do you care about these next generations that are here and are growing? Do you care about them? Because the question is, if you sit silent, how much do you actually care about them by sitting silent? So we fear these people who are placed in higher power, which to me, they're just people. And, they're people like you and me. So what makes them any better? Why? Because of their job placement? No. Because of how much money they have? No. So the problem is that you have certain people here in our town locally who have placed themselves in different parts of power. I don't even know if you want to say parts of power, in different political positions. And then they work from that, and they pull people, through money and through business and through what they call donations, what they call, just everything. They pull them. And so once they start doing that, it's really hard to back yourself out of it, because now you owe these people. You owe these people jobs. You owe them because they own them. And how they own them is by, like I said, placing them in different job positions. Like, for instance, here locally, we have people who are running things behind the scenes. Nobody here in this community, well, I won't say nobody, but there are people who know who these people are, and they are manipulating the system. They are manipulating through politics and the people. So right now, I'm running against a Republican. Now, I am a registered Republican, so I vote Republican. I am a registered Republican. Although I'm running independently, I am still a Republican. So it's kind of interesting that, the only reason that certain people in politics will go with certain people and back certain people is because they see that they can be manipulated and controlled. And so they want that. So they're going to pick those people to sit in political positions. And each one is going to be aligned just perfectly to support their agenda. And unfortunately, what I see happening here in my town, it is not helping the taxpayers. And it's really sad because I know that there are people who are loyal to certain people because they're friends with them, because they do business with them, because they have deals with them, like business deals with them, and because they're supporting them financially, like through donations. And, these people are literally going to destroy this town. Not only destroy this town, but these kinds of people are working in every town, in every county, in every state, and also working in the country. And what happened to we, the people? The power is in the people. When are people going to realize this? When are people going to stand up and say, I've had enough. I am tired of seeing the corruption, the lies, the deceit, the way that they manipulate, the way that they brainwash, the way that they use everyone as a tool, and knowing it's wrong. When are people going to wake up and realize the power is in the people? But if we are divided through politics, through religion, through, race, through, you name it. If we are divided, we are weak. And they know that. So they will continue to try to divide us every which way they can, playing each other against everyone. They're just playing us. It's like a game. It is a game. I see it as a game. They play it like a chess piece. They place us in different places, and then they use us and they play us against each other. That is what is happening in this country. That is what is happening here locally. And I'm just watching it unfold. And for me to sit back any longer and allow it and do nothing about it and be silent about it, that is wrong. I will not do that. I know that God has built me up. Since the day I was born, He had a plan to build me up for this exact moment, to stand up, to have the strength to stand up. And a leader is supposed to be standing up for what is right, for the people, by the people. It is we, the people. The power is in the people. You need to tell yourself that. These people who do these things, they don't have power without you. You give them power through your vote. So when you vote and you don't know who you're voting for, just because they say they're going to do this and they say they're going to do that and they say they're going to do all these things, they're just telling you this because they know you're just too busy and you're going to run with that and it sounds good and you're going to go with that. And then the next thing you know, you're wondering why your taxes are still going up. You're wondering what's going on. All of this money in our town coming from our taxes, and yet, where is it? Where is it going? Why are we still borrowing? Why are we in debt? Why does this keep happening? You have to ask yourself these questions. It is not something that I am just talking out my ass about. This is what is happening. It is happening locally, wherever you are. It is happening in my town. It has to stop. I am running against two other people. I'm running against a Democrat and I'm running against a Republican. And I am the independent Republican. And I am told that I am doing the wrong thing because I'm splitting the vote. No, I will not be told that I'm doing the wrong thing and splitting the vote. No, I'm going to stand up. I'm going to do the right thing for the people, by the people, because the power is in the people and they deserve to know that they are put first. No, it has to stop. I'm not going to back down from this. I'm not going to run away from this. I'm not going to stop talking. And I have no fear. And if nobody knows me by now, well, you're going to start to know that I don't have any fear. Okay? I'm not going to stop because I see where the problem is and it needs to stop. And the only way that it is going to stop is if people stop fearing these other people who should not be feared. Because no money in the entire world, no person sitting in a political position has any more power than the people. The power is in your vote. So when you say, I can't vote because I don't like this person, I don't like that person, I'm running against a Democrat and a Republican, okay? So these are endorsed by those two parties. Number one thing George Washington said, and I will keep saying it, and I'll say it over and over and over and over again till people take time to read his farewell speech, his farewell address, the letter that George Washington wrote about how dividing this country into two political parties will destroy the country. It is clearly happening. You cannot deny it. You clearly can see the hatred that's going around. You can see everything that's happening. It's right in front of your face. Stop being in denial. So now I'm running against this Republican who was endorsed by majority in a club that was pulled in and manipulated anyway from the very beginning, that the club was formed here in Stafford Township. Okay, this Republican club, you all know who it is. You all know what it is, okay? There was power put in that, okay? And control, to control a majority, to control a vote, okay? I'm not actually running against that Republican that was literally placed in that position, manipulated through a club, because everyone has this loyalty thing, okay, going on. Placed in this position to be puppeted. And the sad thing is that this person, and you all know who I'm talking about, this person may be the greatest person, may be the nicest person, and I am not denying that. But this isn't about being the nice person. This isn't about any of that. This is about the people, okay? And I'm not actually running against this person that was placed to run against. I'm actually running against two other people behind the scenes who have been working and manipulating the system in Ocean County. Working and manipulating the system. Well, I'm here to say game over. Game over, okay? I am sick. I am tired of all of it. I am tired of seeing it. I am tired of Stafford residents not knowing anything about what's going on. I am tired of it. And I am here to stand up for all the taxpayers, for all the Stafford residents. I don't care what political party you are affiliated with. I know that there was a reason why I had to run independently. And I am so grateful and thankful for that. Thank you, God. Thank you, Lord Jesus. You want to know why? Because I'm not those people. I don't have ties to those people. I don't need those people. Okay? And whatever job titles they have, they can continue working with whatever they're doing, because eventually what goes around comes around. And I have no problem working with anyone. I have no problem when I become mayor working with these individuals. But as far as I'm concerned, if it doesn't work for Stafford residents, it doesn't work for me. If it isn't going to help the Stafford residents, I'm not going for it. And I will not have someone standing behind me trying to puppet me into making decisions like hiring businesses and engineers and all these people because they owe them favors. No, not going to happen. And I'm stirring the pot. I'm stirring it up. I'm stirring it up, and it's just the way it has to be because I am tired of it. And if I sit silent and I don't do something about it, and you don't do something about it, and you don't do your homework, guess what? You're helping to create the problem. You complain about your taxes, but yet you don't really even know who you're voting for. You like the person. Oh, I like him. He's a great person. He's a great individual and great family person and great. But do you really know what's happening? Because this is happening not even just here in our own town. It's happening in other towns. It's happening in other counties. It's happening in the states. It's happening in this country. That is why everything is so divided. That's why everything is a mess. It's a mess. If we continue to sit silent, we are not leaving our children and our grandchildren with anything good. We are leaving them with a mess that we are creating because we are deciding to sit silent for fear. No more. I will not sit silent for fear. I am not fearful of any human being at all. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care who you know. I don't care how much you donated. I don't care how much you've given back. I don't care. If you're doing the wrong thing and you're not making better choices that is going to be good for everyone and every single Stafford resident, then I'm not going to agree with you. And I'm not going to sit silent because when I see it, I'm going to say it. And that is what a leader is. A leader is someone who's going to stand up when the people don't want to stand up and be the advocate and the voice for all. Everyone needs to realize what is happening. It is going to destroy this town if you are not careful on who you are voting for. Your loyalty should be towards the future, to know that what we are leaving behind is good for the next generations. That is the focus. The focus is your loyalty should be towards all Stafford residents, towards all the people, no matter what your differences are. Remember, you are divided because of all these different things that they have used to continue to divide us, because they know when we're yelling at each other and we're fighting and we're back and forth and we're just spilling hate everywhere towards each other because what? Because I decided or you decided to stand up against what was wrong. So you're hated for that? Who cares? Stand up. Are you really that weak of a person that you can't stand up for what is the right thing? I mean, do you really think that by sitting silent, you're doing something? Going to work, getting up in the morning, doing your normal routine, going to work, coming home, making dinner, doing your routine, going to sports, doing this, doing that, and seeing all this stuff happening, or just being oblivious to it because you're just so busy. Stop and think for a second. This is important. Just as it is important for you to make sure you get your kids to their football game and their football practice and their cheer practice and their cheer games and every single thing. Just as that is important, think about that. What are you leaving your children with? Sports? Because they're going to outgrow the sports. They're going to outgrow that stuff. But what's going to be left behind is you sitting silent and not saying anything and leaving them with what? People to control them, people to manipulate them, people in power, greed, you name it. And they will be left with nothing. They will take every single thing that you worked hard for and they will take it. They will take it because they own you. They own you through your fear. They own you because you sit silent. Stop sitting silent. Wake up. You have to wake up. The things that are happening, I'm telling you, I'm seeing social media is being used now as a platform to get the truth out, to talk about the things that are wrong, to get you to start thinking for yourself. Because the problem is that nobody thinks for themselves anymore. Nobody. Everybody just wants to listen to everybody, and they want to just, oh, they're a good person. Oh, you don't even know them. Or if you know them, you will know that they are not the right person for a certain political position, whatever it may be. This is not, this election is not about, having loyalty towards one political party, okay? We all owe it to each other. We all owe it to the people to do the right thing and stop fearing to have a voice. You have a voice, use it. Stand up. Ask questions. If you don't know something, ask questions. If I don't know something, I'm going to find it. I will figure out a way to find it. I'm not going to go to Joe Schmo and say, oh, did you hear about this? Oh, well, what do you think? Oh, okay, I'm going to go with that. No, I'm not going to do that. I like to do the research. I like to find out the information for myself, and I go to God every single time and I ask him to lead me in something. If it's not presented there in front of me and I don't know, I'm going to God with it. And you'd be amazed at where God will lead you and what doors will open and what doors will close. And you know what? In life, we're gonna meet new people. We're gonna meet people, and then they're gonna leave our life. And it's just what it is. You're going to come across meeting different people, and they're going to tell you all these different things, and they're going to get you thinking. And then once they get you thinking, you should be going on your own and doing your own thinking for yourself and figure it out. But what's happening is we're so busy. They're controlling us through every single avenue. It's what's happening in this country. It's what's happening locally. It's just wrong. It is wrong. And I'm calling it out because I am tired of this. I am tired of the bullies who come behind the scenes, for these people, just attacking you, trying to belittle you, trying to make you look bad for them because they're loyalists. They're loyal to these people. And why would they be loyal to these people? Why? Because there's something in it for them. That's why. There's nothing in it for you. There's nothing good in it for you. There's nothing good in it for the Stafford residents. There's nothing good in it. So remember that. Why? Okay, now let me just ask you this question. Why, aside from the Democrats, we're talking about the Republicans. And I believe that these aren't even good Republicans. They're not good Republicans. There's good Republicans and there's bad Republicans. And these Republicans that we're dealing with right now, they're not good Republicans. And maybe not all of them, but majority of them, okay? And honestly, if you're going to be that Republican that's going to let someone control you when you know it's wrong, but you're going to go with it because you were offered a job opportunity or because you were offered, your family was offered a job opportunity, and that's just going to keep you quiet because they got something over your head now because they control you that way. But if you're going to sit silent and you're not going to stand up for the people here in Stafford or for anywhere, if you're wherever you are, then you're wrong. And that's not good Republican, okay? That's not a good Republican. So either you're a good Republican or you're not. Because like I said, there's good and bad in everything. And these people, they don't care about you. They care about how they're going to make it by. They care about now, they just got offered this job opportunity that, they really didn't even go through everything everybody else would have to go through because, they have to go through this whole application process, but somebody got them in. So that just keeps them quiet. And each person is placed in each different little part all around to actually control a narrative. Yeah. No. Okay? I'm not going to be for that. And you, as Stafford Township, New Jersey residents, should not be for it either. You need to wake up. You need to look at what's going on. And if you have questions, I'll be glad to answer any of the questions you have. If you want to know who these people are, if you want to know what happened to me and why and what got me to run for mayor in the first place, I'll be glad to tell you. I'll be glad to tell you in person. Okay? If you want to know what I've been seeing, I'll be glad to tell you in person. And I don't have no fear over these people. Okay? They don't have anything on me. I know I keep hearing, well, they'll try to destroy your business and they're going to, paste your head and your face on different bodies and make it look like it's you. And then they're going to try to get in your marriage and they're going to try to do this. Well, guess what? What is God given? Only God can take away. So make sure whoever's watching this, if you're thinking about plotting something on me, remember what I just said. What is God given? Only God can take away. And the power is in the people. And I'm one of them. I am part of the people. And I will stand up for the people. And I will stand up for every single Stafford resident, whether you like me or not. If you are not doing something wrong, if you are doing something wrong, I'll call you out on it. I don't have no problem. Do the right thing, and then you won't have to face the scrutiny about doing something wrong. If you are doing the right thing, well, then you won't have a problem then, right? So that's the thing. We just keep concealing and censoring and just denying the fact that there is a problem and it needs to be resolved. And the only way to resolve it is to sever ties with certain people. You have to be very careful because, well, that's what I hear. You have to be very careful because these people are so powerful and they just have so many connections. Why do they have so many connections? Why? Because people are owed something. There is something in it for them. That is why they have these loyal people who will work behind the scenes, who will do everything they can to destroy you for them, because once someone exposes them for who they are, what do you think happens? What do you think happens? Nothing good for them. Nothing good for them. And then I was going back to this. So you have this Republican who's running, okay? Mind you, I'm independent Republican. You have a Republican. I am a Republican, okay? So when I win mayor, I am a Republican. I'm not an independent. So everybody needs to understand that very clearly, because everybody's saying you're splitting the vote. You're splitting the vote. No, what I am doing is I'm splitting and severing the connection and disconnecting from not good Republicans. We need to stop it. It needs to stop. It needs to stop. And why would I'm just a community member. I'm a small business owner. I'm a mom. I'm a wife. I'm all of these things. Like I don't need to be doing this right now. Why else would I be doing this? Why else would I ask yourself that question? Why would I be doing this right now? Because I am tired of seeing the wrong that's being done. Because I am sick and tired of watching everyone sit silent and not doing anything about it. And just being so fearful. Somebody has to stand up. Somebody has to stand up against it. And I'm going to stand up against it. And I hope you will too. I hope that you will too. So, like I was saying, okay, so you have this Republican who's already interim mayor here in Stafford Township, right? And making $12,000 a year as mayor. You know about that raise that they got. Not really, the money part of it is not so clear out there right now exactly what's being made. But anyway, there's stipends and there's all kinds of things, that go hand in hand together. So, why would someone endorse anyone who's put tens and thousands of dollars in a fund that really funds this like organization, basically, for someone who's making $12,000 a year, right? Unless there was interest in it for those who are donating, endorsing them. What companies are endorsing these people? And why? Don't you want to know why? Why would someone spend $10,000 on a ticket? Why? Where's that money going? Into this organization's funds, right? And why would you want to do that? Why would you want to spend $10,000 on a ticket to see someone as mayor who's only making $12,000? It's not like they're like making hundreds and thousands of dollars a year, unless we don't know about it, unless there's the stipends are there, which I can't seem to figure out. But I'm sure it's all going to come full circle eventually. Why? What's in it for them to put tens of thousands of dollars into this organizational fund for politics, for someone who's running for mayor? Do you actually need to have that much money? Do you need to have that much money when you're campaigning for only a month? I mean, really? What's going on? And what's in it for the businesses that are endorsing these candidates? What's in it? Is it just to rack up the funds so that you can endorse someone else eventually? Or like, what is it? Are you doing it for this person, or are you doing it because there's something in it for you, the business who's endorsing these people? What's in it? A little business deal, a little side deal, yeah. These are things you need to question, okay? I'm running solo, and it's great. I think it's great. I think it would be nice to have, some, Republicans on my council, and to have on our council. I would love to have a little bit from both sides. So you kind of get the best of both worlds with me, and you get a leader that's not afraid to stand up for your rights. It's not afraid to stand up when there are things that are wrong. And I'm over it. I'm over it. And that's why I did this video, because I am done. I am done reading. I am done seeing. I have had enough. I've had enough. And I will tell you right now, I am not afraid. I am not afraid. And I keep hearing, like I said again, oh, you're up against, very powerful people that have their hands in everything. And well, eventually it's gotta come to a complete halt. Eventually it's gotta stop. And I'm here to say, I'm going to stand up, and it's going to stop. We're going to stop. It's going to stop. And it's game over. Like, game over. You ever see that little, piece of art where it's like all the politicians are sitting at the table, and then the people are holding this table up for them. But as soon as someone, one person, all it takes is one. You seen Martin Luther King Jr., right? Yeah, okay. So all it takes is one person to stand up, and the whole game is over. Soon as one person stands up with no fear and questions everything, and is not silent, stands up against what is wrong, stands up against it, the whole game is over. It's over. Because that's when people start to realize, wait a minute, what's really going on here? And then they get out from under the table. And then you got another one, and another one, and another one, and another one, and another one. And then eventually, those people don't have any power anymore. And the power is within the people. And then you weaken the system that's being built, that's really just destroying us. It's destroying the Stafford residents. It's destroying the taxpayers. It's destroying everything, even in this country. And we need to realize that we all really want the same thing. We want freedoms. We want, life. We want liberty. We want happiness. We want all of those things. But they have completely manipulated us and divided us into two political parties. They divided us in, all aspects, and the news and the media, they just keep on dividing us even more. And this is why you keep hearing, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. That's why you keep seeing. That's why you keep hearing, fight, 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 fight. That's why you keep hearing that, because you need to fight back. You need to stand up. You need to have your voices heard. And if you you don't, and it's just not who you are, and you just don't work like that and whatever, well, then you need a leader that isn't afraid to stand up. Then you need a leader that isn't afraid to stand up for you. And what you see happening is wrong. You need a leader to do that. And I can assure you right now, I will be that leader here in Stafford Township as your next mayor. I will be that leader. And whether or not you like me or not, that's okay. Because anybody will tell you, I love everyone, whether you like me or not, whether you find fault in me or not, because that's just who I am. And don't mistaken my weakness, my kindness for weakness. Do not mistaken that, because I do have a heart. But I am tired. I'm tired. And yet I'm not tired. I'm so sick and tired to the point where I have to do something. We all have to be doing something. And if the only way that you can do something is to vote, get out there and vote. Vote Jessica DeMaria for Stafford Township, New Jersey mayor. And if you have questions, I will answer your questions. If you want to meet for coffee somewhere, people put out, I'm not going to come to your business and meet you for coffee, and I'm not going to do this. I'm not asking you to come to my business and support my business, and I'm not asking for any of that. As a matter of fact, I don't really want that, okay? I've had my business for a very long time, and, me running for mayor is so different. This is totally a different comfort zone for me, okay? And I'm done. When people are backed into a corner and you're tired of it and you're sick and tired of watching it over and over and over again, well, I'm that person. When I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it, okay? I said I was going to run for mayor. I'm running for mayor. People thought that I would have backed out by now, but guess what? Not gonna do it. I'm not going to back out. I'm not that person. I don't give up. I am a fighter. And not a physical fighter, but I am a fighter. Don't push me, but, I just want to see the right things being done. And as much as people feel a certain way about me because I decided to have a voice for a lot of things and stand up against the wrong, that's okay. That's your opinion, and it is your right to feel however you want. But all personal stuff aside, we have to be thinking about now, and we have to be thinking about the future. And we have to be thinking about what's going to be the right thing for everyone. Not just you, not just me, not just nobody. It's everybody. It's not just one particular group of people. It's not just one person. It's not just one particular business. It's everyone. Everyone. And I'm not afraid to have a voice. And I'm not afraid to be heard either. And I'm not afraid to stand up to these people who think they have this power, because the power's in the people, and we have just given it freely. We've just given it so freely to these people who just use it and manipulate it and use it to control us and use it to, drive us to be divided. Okay. I'm watching how certain people will use things to cause more division. And the thing is I'm very fully aware. This is why I say, do your research, figure it out, do your homework, do it all, do whatever you got to do. Just become aware of what is happening. Once you become aware and you see the things, you can't unsee it, no matter how much you want to unsee it. And it's really sad because these people could have made better choices that served the people good, rightfully, and justly, but they didn't. And once that they went off course and, did a favor for this person and did a favor for that person, once they did that, they've lost their way. They've completely lost their way. And I do feel bad. I feel bad for these people, for which I talk about. I feel bad because, somewhere along the line, they must have been manipulated, or like George Washington talked about, once you get this power, once you feel this empowerment, once you feel this power and entitlement, and this authority, that you literally will just lose yourself because you just become so self-absorbed for what you're going to get out of it. Everywhere you turn, it's all about what they're going to get out of it, not about what's going to be good for us. It's supposed to be what's good for us. And as much as you might not like me, trust me when I tell you that I wouldn't be doing this. I wouldn't be doing this unless I seen something so wrong being done that the only way to correct it, the only way to fix it, the only way to get rid of it is to stand up. That's why I'm running for mayor. That is why, because I want to do what's good for the people. I want to see what's good for the people. I don't want to see people in poverty. I don't want to see people paying astronomical taxes, and I don't want to see people being manipulated. And we have so much, and we have so many tax dollars being flowed through this town right now that it's almost, to me, like unaccounted for. Because where is it? I don't see much changing here. I see little things, and granted, there are a lot of things that we have to be doing to make this town what it is today anyway, but aside from that, I talked to a customer, $21,000, Beach Haven West, she pays in taxes, $21,000. Are we kidding me? That's just one house, one house, okay? We got to do better. We have to do better. And all the plans that I have are for us to do better as a community, as a town, and that we all know and love and love to live here. And I don't want to see people having to sell their homes that they built and created to be a forever home because the taxes are astronomically rising and they can't afford their mortgage anymore, or they've taken loans out and then now the taxes have gone up and now they can't afford to pay their loans back and their houses go into foreclosure. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see any of that. I don't want to see parents having to decide whether or not they put their kid in football, or they're going to or they need to pay for the meal for the week, their meals for the week. Which one are we going to pick? And so now the kids are, it's a battle. I don't want to see it anymore. I am tired of seeing it. I'm tired of seeing, or having a family, a single parent, trying to pay their mortgage or pay their rent. And then, I can't afford this right now. And I can't afford that right now. So I'm not going to pay this bill and I'm going to put a meal on the table. And seniors too, it's the same thing on a fixed income. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing in this community? What are we doing in this town? What are we doing on a state level? What are we doing on a level in our country? What are we doing? What are we doing? Everyone is working 4 times as hard. People are picking up 3 jobs just to make ends meet in a family of 2 and 3, and to pay their mortgage, and it's awful.
Do we not see what's happening? You see what's happening. I see what's happening. We all know what's happening. It has to stop. We have to make it stop. We have to make it stop, and the only way it's going to stop is if you stand up against it. You have to stand up against it. You have to stand up and say, game over. Game over. Done. Game over. Power in the people. We, the people. And the sad thing is, these people who are doing this manipulation and doing these things that are only hurting us, they are we the people too. And yet, what happens is you get yourself so involved with all of this corruption and all of this stuff that there's no way out. And the only way out is for them to deal with the consequences and maybe go to jail and who knows, deal with fines and all these things. Like, no, do the right thing. Don't go with those people. Sever yourself from those kinds of people because they will only bring you down. They're only going to bring this town down. They're going to bring Stafford down. I'm telling you now, please, I beg of you to do your homework, do your research, ask questions. If you need something, you need questions answered, please. And on the 19th, you do have to RSVP. We are having a little mocktail party, and I want to say party, but it's a mocktail hour on the 19th of this month. That's October 19th. So if you're interested, please get in contact with me. All the contact information is there, or you can always send a message underneath of this video, whatever you want to do. But if you want to hear about the plans and everything, we're also doing 2 forums coming up on the 16th and on the 18th. So we have one at the Ocean Acres Community Center. That's on the 16th. Thank you to Barbara Crystal and her team for doing that. And, they also, Barbara Crystal and her team also see what's happening and going on. So, amen to that. But, we're in a battle right now and it's happening locally. So I just ask for you, please, to do your homework and stand up against what is happening and what is wrong. Clearly, obviously, when people do things that are wrong, nobody wants to stand up because they're fearful of who it is that's doing the wrong thing and they don't want to say anything, or they have some kind of financial obligation with this person and then they don't want to stand up against them either. But again, sitting silent is only going to hurt us. It's going to hurt us. And if you can't, and it's just not who you are, and that's just who you are, you just can't speak up, then you need a leader that's going to speak up on your behalf and for all Stafford residents, for everyone in this country, okay? Because we're obviously in a really big election right now. And no, you do not have to vote all the way down column A, or you do not have to vote down all the way down column B. And you've got column C, and you can pick and pull from wherever you want. You don't have to just vote down column A and column B. You don't have to do that. Just remember that. It's a manipulation tactic, and it's not right. So remember who you're loyal to. Because guess what? If you're loyal to those people who are doing the wrong, guess what? You're not even loyal to yourself. You're not loyal to who you are as a person, and to your family, and to your children, and to your grandchildren. Remember that, because what we are leaving them behind is very important. What is happening today and tomorrow and the next days that follow is very important. And this election is very important. And like I said, you may not like me because, you think that I, am wrong for speaking up about things that I see that are wrong. But if there were things done the right way and there was no wrong, then I wouldn't have to speak about it, right? And we wouldn't have to have this discussion. We wouldn't be talking about this right now. But because people are doing wrong, they have something to hide, they have something to lose, and so they're going to continue to do wrong, and they're going to continue to try to hurt the people here in Stafford Township. And it's all being done. A lot of it's being done behind the scenes, and it has to stop. I can't stand for it. I'm not going to stand for it. I'm not going to stand for the wrong. And I don't think any of you should either. I don't think any of you should stand for the wrong that's going on. And if you still haven't had any questions answered by this video, then contact me, because I will answer the questions that you have. And if I can't answer the questions you have, I will get the questions answered for you in a very timely manner, because I don't just sit and do nothing. I research everything. I look for everything. A friend of mine said, "Oh, you should have been an attorney. Why weren't you an attorney?" And I'm like, well, it just wasn't my calling. It just wasn't my purpose. It wasn't where I was. But yeah, I do a lot of my own research and my own investigations, and do all of it all on my own, because it's the only way that I'm going to figure out what's happening and what's going on. And when I question things, that's when you need to do your research. Don't listen to what everybody tells you. Don't listen to so-and-so, because they may be friends with that person that's doing the wrong. And the person that's doing the wrong, they're going to try to sway you with their loyalty friends, with their friends who are loyal to them. Well, why are they loyal to them? What's in it for them? Ask yourselves those questions. What's in it for them? What is in it? Because the only reason hatred even exists is because there's wrong going on. There's stuff that's happening. And then the people who are going to speak up about it, and then when they speak up about it, then they're hated because they spoke up about it. But meanwhile, everything needs to come out. Everything needs to surface. Everything eventually will come full circle. And it's very important that you understand that. And you understand that this war isn't between us, okay? There are people higher up that are working behind the scenes through other people puppeting them. That saying, that is true. And I didn't realize how true it was until I started getting myself out there and getting more acquainted with these local politicians that are here and everything that's going on. I didn't realize it. So I was you at one point and didn't know. And so therefore, I feel like it's what I need to do. I would have hoped that somebody, if I didn't know something like this, would have stood up and told me and would have talked to me about it. But if we don't get out there and we don't talk to people and we don't hear things, or we don't want to know things, or we're too busy, then we're just blindfolded. You know, we're blindfolded. We're blind to everything that's going on. And it's just going to destroy us. It's going to destroy the future for our children. It's going to destroy everything. So please, 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 for the love of God, even if you don't know God, even if you don't believe in God, that is totally your choice. You know, you have the choice to decide on how you want to walk in faith. But please, for the love of God, I pray that you guys just wake up and look at what's really happening. And you know what? All I want to do is see good. That's it. I just want to see good. I just want good to happen, because that's why I'm doing this. I'm doing this because I just want good to happen for the people. And I have a very clear vision and plan of how we can achieve so many great things here in Stafford Township. And I pray that other people will stand up in your town and in your state and in this country, stand up and be the voice for the people who are afraid to have a voice, or just, it's just not their thing. Like, there's a lot of people out there. Don't be fearful. Don't be fearful. Cut it. Cut the fear. Game over. Have a great day, guys. And do your research. And vote for Jessica DeMaria, for Stafford Township, New Jersey mayor. Because I will not rest. I will not rest until the things stop. All the evil, all of it, till it stops. I'm over it. I'm done. Game over. Bye.